Namaste and hello everyone. Today I will teach you here mostly the grammar topic also, and that grammar is not an advanced level grammar. It is mostly the basic information which you need to learn, and maybe most of them also learn, but it is I will also try to tell here in my perspective that thing, but one condition. What is the condition? That I will teach everything here in English. If you have seen, I have uploaded here the video, and that video is poem. Okay, and if you suppose if you are listening the song, so that song is also in English. If you are learning the English language, then you are listening the song also related to that. So that is the thing. I will try to do that related to the grammar portion and grammar information if I am giving here. But but the condition is that in English. Suppose if you are learning Hindi, then you will learn everything and surround yourself. So most important thing is that surround yourself in that in language as much as possible. I mean, which the thing that is possible for you. So do that thing for that language improvement. I'm not saying just purchase the course and maybe you just go to that place. No, I'm not saying. But do the thing that is possible for you. From today, what is the topic that I will teach here? So even I know when we learn anything, so we started from the parts of speech, but I will not teach here the parts of speech first. I have seen the most important thing that is playing a very important role with subject. That is playing a very important role with subject, and I think you know very well what we call that. Tell me there. So let me tell you what is that. That is the thing which I will tell you here. Firstly, and related to that whole grand story, grand grand story. Okay, great grand story. I will teach you here. So what is the story related to that? Let's firstly listen the one story. Then you will understand what is the topic, and I think most of them also guessed what is the topic I will teach here. So I will teach here the whole information related to that. But before that, let's listen one story. Story is started from one great grand ancestor whose name is that verb. Okay, and this verb is always live with subject, and subject and the rest of the part which when they combine they become a subject and predicate role. They play a role of subject and predicate. I think this is the important thing, and we learn in our childhood. Yes, first to 8th class under these things mostly we learn that thing. Okay, so subject and predicate, these play a important role to make any sentence. Yes. So this story is started from here, where predicates under after the subject one predicate part which play a very important role. So I will tell you story of that person. Just think that that grammar is a person. Okay. In this story, this grammar is a person. So just think about that. So when we do any action, suppose if one is the subject and this subject is doing action. So which types of action this subject is mostly doing? Mostly remember, this subject is always doing the three types of action. One is physical, another one is a mental, and third one is a state of being. So these three types of action is doing by this is one is the subject, and this subject is the person. Okay, but he is one great hand. We can say that great hand, and the name of these is that whose has the three role mostly the three roles of that. One is physical, mental, and state of being, and which we known as a verb. So from today we will learn slowly the whole story of this verb. What we call these as a verb, remember. So this story of the verb. So let us see the story of verb by my picture which I made especially to tell the story of verb. Okay, so let us see the picture of verb. which is always the great partner of, just like the Katappa of Bahubali. Same the playing by verb with subject. Remember, just like Katappa is playing a role with Bahubali, same role with role of subject. Subject with verb. Same role. What is the role? Again I am telling, Bahubali, it's under the main role is Katappa. In the same way, the subject under the main role is verb. So I will tell the great story of verb. And after maybe in upcoming video I will also tell the story of subject, which we know by different names. Let us see the pictures. Here is the picture. This is the picture. In this picture you can see that this is the subject, and I told you in the story the subject is the Bahubali. Just remember that thing, okay? And this subjects under all the things comes: humans, animals, plants, things, non-living things, all things. And what we call, I think you tell me what we call that when all these things comes under. So what is the name of that? I will give you only hint. It is the parts of speech. Okay, so that is the subject. Okay, so subject is Bahubali, just remember. And who always move, subject who always move all these things, either it's non-living, they move, maybe non-living is moving with the help of living things, especially the human, but they always move. But which way? Always in with two ways. What is the two ways? One is physical, another one is a mental, and the third one is a state of being. These three ways the subject move. Move means movement. Their movement is always happening with in these three ways. And when they move in the three ways, which we call as a verb. What we call? It is a verb. Verb is what? Verb means if any types of physical, mental and state of being thing is happen in the sentence, so it is known as a verb. Okay. Now the entry of Katappa. Okay, remember. Now in the story, Bahubali is now playing a little bit side role, because we need to know from today the main role of verb, which is playing a role, a very big and very highlighted role here in the grammar. What we call verb. And verb, I told you verb is already here. Verb is mostly the two ways, and the one is the third one, which is important but not as just like the first and second, physical and mental. And physical and mental is what? When we do any movement through our body, it is a physical, and when we do any movement through our mind, that is a mental. This is the picture where whatever the story I am telling here related to the Katappa, it is the beginning. It is the beginning in this, how this verb is playing a very important role in whole grammar. So that's why for in my side, and I'm not saying it is important but I believe I have noticed mostly it is playing a very important role. That's why I started the grammar portion from here. Okay, and I will try to tell as much as possible whatever I know, as much as possible. And if you have any doubts, so please ask freely. Now we know very well what is verb. Verb is mostly the two types. One is physical and another one is a mental. And this verb, which is mostly the two types, is also on the basis of these. Okay, on the basis of these, it is categorized into two types. Remember, on the basis of these, it is categorized into two types. One is auxiliary verb and another one is a main verb. Auxiliary verb is what? We will know a detailed information, a little bit basic information. I'm not saying detailed information, but at least basic information in our upcoming video. But right now we will see and just think this Katappa has two sons. One is auxiliary verb and another one is a main verb. In this story, now the subject, which is Bahubali, now he is playing a side role for a few days. Okay, and here this verb is playing a very important role, who has two sons. One name is auxiliary and another one is a main verb. And the auxiliary, whose name is auxiliary verb, this verb has also one cousin brother. Okay, cousin brother. Cousin brother, we can say that. So this auxiliary verb has one cousin brother, and its name is modern auxiliaries, and it is also known as a modal verbs. And in our upcoming video, I will tell you a little bit this, yeah, little bit more detailed information related to that. In auxiliary verb, it is also known as a helping verb. What we call helping verb, you can say that helping hand, which is mostly the three forms. One is be form, one is have form, and third one is a do form. Be form, have form, and do form. And this be form, have form, and do form is MR. Its under comes all these: is, am, are, was, were, been, and being. And have forms under comes has, have, had, and do forms under does and did. These all comes under helping verbs because they are helping hands of main verb, helping hands of main verb. Now auxiliary verb, which is a cousin brother, relative brother, we can say that. So this cousin brother has used under these all conditions like permission, ability, necessity, possibility, and these are mostly, they have so many pairs like they have brother sisters. Okay, they have brothers. It means we can say that this modal verb is the father, and it has so many twins child. Okay, can, could, may, might, shall, should, ought to, need, dare. These all are the children of this. Okay. Now the second option. I am telling this also because it is also playing, but it is not the main son of the verb. Second, main verb. Main verb also categorized into so many different parts, but the most highlighted parts, I mean their main verb has mostly the two sons. One is regular and another one is a irregular. So regular verbs and irregular verbs. Regular verbs in old time, it is known as a strong verb, and irregular verb is known as a weak verb. Its old name is, remember, old name is what? Weak verb and strong verb. So you can see here what is regular verb. Regular verbs are those which under we use the DEDP form under V1, V2. Okay, we will know that all those things in upcoming video, but here right now we need to know only that. And irregular verbs under vowel change. But what the vowel change? If you will see this example, so you can see talked, then talked, and here come, came, come. So if you will see come, came, come, so it's under vowel change, and vowel change under not any fixed rule. So this is the story of verb and basic story of verb. So overall, let's see the story, this story once again as a sum up. Okay, as a sum up. But in this story, who is the main hero? The main hero is for few days, that is verb. Verb which is mostly the mental and physical, and on the basis of that it has two sons. One is auxiliary verb, another one is a main verb. And auxiliary verb is also known as a helping verb, and it has also three types. We can say that three sons, mostly the main son, their primary son is primary auxiliary. That's why it is also known as a primary auxiliary. Okay, remember that thing also. Okay, it has three daughters, we can say. Okay, three daughters. These three daughters, which is the primary daughters, and be form, have form, and do form, and it has also cousin brother, modal verbs. And this second son is main verb, and this main verb also have two sons. One is regular and another one is a irregular. That's all information related to that. In these stories under the verb which has two sons, auxiliary verb, and main verb, and auxiliary verb has also one cousin brother whose name is modal verbs, modern auxiliary. Okay, here they are just separate with from their father. Okay, but one place when they started searching and trying to become identify themselves, so they just join, they just combine this auxiliary verb, main verb, who is the part of verb, they combine, and modal verb also, they combine for becoming, for making their name and fame. For making their name and fame, they combine and do work. What the work? So this is the condition where they join and become these. What is the condition? Fame and name. In the grammar world, for getting this fame and name, they becoming. In one place they become. When we will, in our upcoming videos, when we know about linking transitive and intransitive verbs, so these are their becoming way. It means they become. And in second under, they are the partners. First place they become, and in the second place they become the partners with tense, voice, narration, sentence, subject, verb, agreement, and etc. I am adding here etc because not only in under only these, they add a part of that also. Okay, so this is the whole story of Katappa. Remember, because we remember easily with the name of any special character which is present in anywhere. So this is the story of one great highlighted hero whose name is Verb. So that's all for today. Hope you like this information in this format. So if you have any doubt, and if you like, if you understand, so give me a like, subscribe and comment. That's all. Keep learning, keep smile, and bye bye.